Welcome back to Getting Some Head, baby. I'm Michael fucking Rainey here with my good buddy, Tim Butterly.
Glad to meet you.
Likewise, homie. Heard a lot about you.
Yeah, I do.
None of it good.
So excited to be here, man. You know what I mean? This is like, I hate meeting someone on their podcast for the first time. I just feel so like, I don't know what to like do, or I don't want to talk about myself too much. You know
Just
what
be
I mean?
yourself. That's all you
Okay,
gotta
I'm
do.
going to try.
Just take your socks off, too.
So nervous.
And we're going to touch Tootsies.
That's for Patreon.
Yes. And, buddy, I'm so glad to get you in here, man.
Me too.
We've been friends for 13 years now.
Have you counted?
I have, yeah. I've kept
2025.
There's a day counter in the basement. I scratch
10,
a line into the wall for every day we've known
11,
each
12,
other.
13. Okay, yeah, that makes all right. That
Yeah.
tracks for me too.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm able to measure it is because I remember the summer of 2012 is when I met you with a cane and cargo shorts at the movies.
Yeah, you look like shit.
Yeah.
You look like you're falling apart, actually.
I was 32 years old.
You're 32 years old, a lot of upper body mass, skinny little legs. You didn't carry any junk in the trunk,
No.
which was nuts. And just brittle as the day is long.
Yeah.
Getting around on that fucking hopper. And I think persistent back injury aggravated by pooping one time.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a fucking wreck.
I know. There but for the grace of God go I.
No, there was you. There went I. God be damned.
Feeling like $1 million now, in part because my health is good, my gout's gone, my back's doing all right, but in large part because
Those are
you're
prescription Crocs.
here. Yes, they are. Yeah, yeah. I got ointment loaded up inside of them. Do you have Crocs?
No.
You ever gonna make the transition?
I feel like I missed the opportunity to do it. Like they were late, they were gay, and then it was like, yeah, but you kind of have to deal with them. And then it was like kids really started getting into them. And now if I do it, I'm old guy going, "What's up, fellow kids?" You know,
Dude, I think you would be good as long as you didn't like make the transition to the little
giblets or
little
whatever.
giblets on them.
Is that what they're called? Giblets?
Yeah.
Oh, the bottom of my socks too dirty? No, we're good.
No, you're good, man.
We're
Don't
gonna
worry
show
about
them
it.
off.
Oh man, we're loaded up on pizza and soda.
I ate almost an entire pie as
You're
a
hungry.
guest.
You're
That's
hungry, man.
crazy.
No, honestly, you're the first white guest that that has been a part of any podcast I've done that has requested food.
I know, but I was also running around all day.
I get it.
And I explained that didn't have time to eat anything, and I was feeling kind of like famished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being a black person.
I'm not even. Yeah, dude.
I didn't ask you for two different kinds of tequila. Chilled by the time I get there, by the way.
Yeah, it's usually Hennessy, Hypnotic, and fucking jumbo shrimp. So a pizza was very easily doable, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Tim. I got so many questions for you, man.
I'm so excited to see what you possibly need to know about me at this stage in our relationship.
All right, first off, I need to know what was the first video game that really sucked you in?
Oh, don't do this. Oh, man, they're going to hate me talking about this stuff at length.
Well, I like it.
Okay, I saved up birthday money. No, I had enough money from a birthday. It was a cold late December going into January, second grade, I want to say. Went to Toys R Us. We didn't own video games. I had every generation of console. I had at least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an adult, I'm point of pride to say that I have every console, every
Respect.
generation now. And that is important to me. Back then, I had a Super Nintendo during that generation. We never had any games. We rented them at Blockbuster for a weekend. And then if you didn't finish it, you had to hope that you could find the same, you would like mark the box, hoping that you could get back to that save file the next time your parents let you rent the game.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, you would like, make a strategic tear or maybe just like a little pen under the outer plastic. Yeah. And I wanted a game with my birthday money, and my dad took me to Toys R Us, and I was struck by the cover of the United States Final Fantasy II, which is 4 in Japan. I've been over this a million times with you, dude. There's a red cover with a sword in the middle, and on the background, it was colorful enough. And I said, Dad, I want to get this one. And he didn't know. It looked enough like Zelda for him, which he had played. And we went home, and I didn't understand Japanese RPG mechanics. You have to choose your attacks. You have to manage items and stuff like that. And my dad played all the way up through the first boss for me.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I went, oh my God, you beat the Mist Dragon? That's been torturing me since we bought the fucking game. And
Was he enjoying himself as he did this?
no, absolutely not. But he liked spending time with me. Yeah. He went, all right, this is not fun. I like the feeling of swinging a sword around, not choosing to, you know what I mean? So that was it. Final Fantasy II, off to the races. It's probably I would say most likely the biggest mark on my personality out of anything, any external stimuli in my entire life.
Damn, dude.
It's central to my core.
Did you know at that moment that that was going to kickstart what you've become?
No, I just kind of fixated, and no one ever like taught me about like getting pussy or anything. Yeah. So it was just pretty much that forever.
I might have asked you, I'm sure I have because it's happened to me, but do you ever get erections while playing games?
You've told me this because we were talking about playing MLB.
Yeah.
Erections while playing games. I mean, there are some pretty smoking hot broads in some video games. It's too realistic now, and I don't like that. Back when it was a little bit more stylized. I mean, obviously Chun-Li. Staring at how the side slit of Chun-Li's skirt goes up above like the crease in her hip. Oh my god, dude! You could just pause the game and hang out for a little while. You know. Also, when E Honda does the diving headbutt and then flips back, if you pause it, I was trying to figure out if you could see his balls or if he was wearing something under the towel.
Did you ever figure it out?
He was wearing something under the towel, but it looked a lot like a swollen scrotum, especially the Super NES version.
Tim, everybody knows that you have the ultimate Indian guy accent out of, and it's not even comparable to anybody else's.
They're going to war.
I know, man, and they're going to call you into duty. You might be called as an Indian spy
for the Indians. You think they're going to paint me up and send me in like Team America?
Now, I'm assuming I haven't been keeping up with it. I'm assuming they're fighting Pakistan.
Yeah.
What would you do if Pakistan contacted you and said, Mr. Butterly, we have a billion rupees on the line. Would you be willing to do this for us and go under enemy lines and pour soda through your fingers and get deep into the New Delhi underbelly to find out what they're really planning against us?
I'd go double agent instantly. I'd be standing on the poop beach with the Indian guys, just like, yo, here's what they're planning.
You're gonna storm the poop beach.
Don't be mad at me. This is what they said. They're not even my boys. Yeah. They sent me here. They were talking shit. I have nothing to do. I'm just here to let you guys know. And then I'd probably try to recuse myself. But then if they gave me a curved sword, I'd go right back over the border and start stomping at them like the soldiers do. You know. Now, I've been working on my Indian border guard.
I can tell. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I'm kind of worried for you now because I think this is a realistic possibility with you becoming an even bigger figure in American media. I think they're going to become aware of you. I think the voice is enchanting enough, but I think if painted up properly, you could do almost a Team America-esque presentation.
Send me in with my blue eyes and let me fucking trick these Pakistani devils.
Oh, but where I think they might get you is like, have you tried to work on a certain scent that you want to emit?
Oh, dude, have I been harnessing my pheromones?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. I feel like it's a holistic thing. It has a lot to do with like the herbs that you use in your food, how much time you spend on like a beaded seat cushion in your car. You need a specific color of jacket, I think. There's like a beige tan that really fucking sends that smell over the top. And I haven't been, I mean, I still need to cut sugar out. You know, I'm not really ready for that drastic of a change.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm praying for you already because I know it's inevitable that you're going to get at least propositioned. And I know you as a family man, it's going to be hard for you to turn down that kind of that lifestyle change.
Well, there's a word, I forget what the word is for the white influencers in China who are basically just there to be round eyes and be like, China is actually sick. You know what I mean? And I think if I could get that gig, and I don't know if it'd be worth it to do it in India, but it would still be pretty fucking cool, man.
I think they make it worth your while because
I'll throw on some fucking sandals, put my entire family on the back of a moped.
Yeah,
bro, cut the check. Send rupees.
Oh my god!
Do you start podcasting? You know, deep under. I'm gonna be like Daniel.
You're already
Day-Lewis.
wiggling your head. You're halfway. You got one boot in the fucking.
I'm
war.
podcasting Daniel Day-Lewis, dude. I can't drop the character. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say anything.
So if Indian Pakistani double agent doesn't work out, let's say you get hit by a Mountain Dew truck, you reach a 9-figure settlement with Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
How do you spoil your family?
Ooh, I thought you were going to say me, and that was what I started thinking about. I forgot about my family as soon as you said 9 million rupee payout. Shit, how do I spoil my family? Well, they already have everything they could ever want, and they live in a rich, warm home. And it's like, how do you take that to the next level? I guess I'd have to like servant. Do they still have those? Can you still get butlers?
For the right price, you could buy black.
I'll get them each a butler. Yeah. I think I'd probably hire Tata full time to just hang out with my kids. They seem to really enjoy that kind of thing. And then I would say 2-seat Sibian for my wife and me.
Would it be mobile?
A tandem Sibian for me and MJ.
Oh, that's really lovely, man. I never considered a 2-person
We'll
Sibian.
put handlebars on it. Streamers coming up.
Would you consider a Sibian with a sidecar?
Yeah, that's right. The cuck car. I sit in there with the knob.
Oh, man.
Who's a good girl?
Pleasure awaits. Dude, what is something you enjoyed about growing up in Kensington?
Enjoyed stickball. I think was the bright spot of growing up in Kensington. We had a pretty vibrant stickball scene, and then when that took over, Modell's noticed and started selling like taped stickball bats, which I think were just like shaved down broom handles, but damn, they had some fucking heft to them. And we had this schoolyard, this school down the street from my house, which I'm pretty sure was abandoned most of my childhood, and before that was a police station. So it's this like weird Gothic building, and it had a schoolyard in the back, which I guess would have been the parking lot when it was a police station. And you had a school kind of an L shape, 3-4 stories tall, but like big. It felt like a castle when we were a kid. And then opposite corner was home plate for stickball. And dude, when you finally had enough like puberty strength to put one of those tennis balls on the top roof, it was like being a made man, dude. Once you started fucking hitting dingers in the schoolyard, it was like no one can tell me shit. And I remember, dude, the first time I ever put a ball on that roof, I self-pitched it. So I just bounced the ball and I prayed. And I said, God, please let me put a ball on that roof. And I just made perfect contact and I sent it. And I ran home and I told my dad, I said, Dad, God's real. I prayed to hit a ball on the roof and I got it. I can't believe it, dude.
Oh, my God.
And he was just like, what?
Now, how did the other kids react?
I was still a fat pussy. They all were hitting homers all the time. But it's like, they can't tell me I'm not roofing them.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wish there was some kind of way to record all those specific childhood sporting moments. You know,
a highlight reel.
Yeah, like
I think just playing real sports and having parents with a camcorder is what you're actually talking about.
It's funny you mention that because what I'm thinking of is like one time I had a like it was like a 1,000-yard alleyway run against my boy Kenny, and I ran in to tell my dad, and he's like, "All right, cool, man. Yeah, very neat."
Yeah, good job, sport. You go. You don't understand. My life is different now. I'm a ball roofer. I like that.
Did you ever think you'd make it out of Kensington?
Well, I mean, it seemed pretty grim there. I got out. I got one neighborhood over twice and ended up back there. And then, no, it felt hopeless in the way that, like, most people working a job feel like it's a dead end and you're never going to make any progress. I was experiencing all of that while living in Kensington. So it was, like, pretty dreary. And, I mean, I'm 2 neighborhoods away now, and that's pretty fucking nice, dude. But no, I guess I didn't picture myself leaving there or Philadelphia. And then at one point I became convinced that like the neighborhood was going to be revitalized because the property developers started coming in. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just stick around long enough for it to get gentrified. I took over my dad's mortgage, ended up paying it off, and I was like, I just have to stay here long enough for the coffee shops. And dude, that was like 5 years of like really dark times.
Yeah. Have you kept up with it since?
No, it's actually not. It's bad still. The last straw was the corner store across from my house. It's Bill's Deli, and that was Bill's Deli from my childhood up until a guy named Frank bought it. Still called it Bill's, and it was just like it was right across the street from my house. It was, I'm not saying this is necessarily a good thing. White-owned business. I could go in there. I could get tasty cakes. I could get, Huggies.
With an inside voice.
And right before we got out, it went Dominican. And I said, oh my, it felt like being on the last chopper out. Like they opened the week we got the moving truck.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, whew. It felt like, dude, it felt like there's like smoldering rubble all around the chopper. And they're like, oh man, lucky we got you out. And I'm just like completely shell shocked. Yeah. That's what it felt like.
God damn, buddy. Tim, can you tell me what your first impressions were of your wife?
Whoa. Okay. So we might have had every class together in 9th grade.
You were cutting up, I know.
Well, no, I was in Catholic school for 8 years. Class size 30, maybe 31 on a busy year. And they all went to like the neighborhood Catholic schools. And I was forced by my parents to test into the magnet program at Northeast High School. I had to take 2 buses to get to school every day. And MJ was born abroad. She was born in Germany, and then because her dad's in the Army, she spent time living on military bases in Hawaii and Alabama, and eventually came back to Philadelphia, where her mom died. And so she was back in Philadelphia, I don't know if her mom died. Anyway, she had to come back to Philly. She lived all over the world and had to come back to Philadelphia, grieving her mother. Oh my God. Yeah, so we end up in the same high school. I'm completely miserable. MJ is like, suffering in ways that no one could understand. And it wasn't until like later on in high school where we like finally, like, there was a moment where we both kind of realized like, oh wait, we're the only 2 people like really not having a good time right now. And thank God for that, because I ended up locking her down forever a few years later.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
I know you had mentioned at some point renewing your vows. Have you envisioned like what that ceremony would look like now?
Shit. No, it's hard to imagine throwing a party for yourself, I fantasize about it as like a gesture to MJ. I'm thinking, maybe medieval armor, maybe something like themed, maybe not medieval armor, but something themed. Margaritaville, maybe.
Wait, are you going to walk down the aisle with your visor up or down?
I'm going to get down there and flink. It's really fucking hot in here. Can we get this over with? My fucking feet keep getting stuck in the dirt. Hurry up. I spent $14,000 on horses today. And she'll obviously be dressed up like Maid Marian from the Fox's Robin Hood, the animals. Yeah. And I think that'll go pretty well. Maybe I'll just go regular Robin Hood. Yeah, that'll be nice. Disney's Robin Hood.
Oh my God! Would you throw out little bags of coins to people?
Yeah. Alms for the poor, man.
Oh, you're so sweet, dude.
Thank you,
Tim. Who do you think is the most racist video game character?
Whoa, racist. Dang. Gotta go. Well, first of all, Hitler is in Wolfenstein. I think you fight like Mecha Hitler. So
I thought you get to play as him.
You got to give it up for the bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second place. I don't know. I guess the player. You know what I mean? The player is probably usually the most racist video game
in
character.
any game.
In any game, it's usually the player. Any game with any modicum of freedom, all the NPCs is just gonna be like, Jesus Christ, what a psycho! Why is he doing that to all these people?
Yeah, do you think the NPCs are being willfully ignorant because they know what's afoot?
It's like, just don't draw any attention to myself. He's got star power right now. I don't want him fucking turning it on me. That'd be rule. That would rule to be a Grand Theft Auto NPC, and just witness the atrocities all the time. Just like, thank God it wasn't me this time. Thank God I didn't punch floating dollar bills out of me.
Well, relative to that, do you think there will ever be a Holocaust video game?
Okay. You'd have to, you could almost do like a Sim City of Auschwitz. I would bet you a
Let them cook, you, not them.
yeah, I would bet you a non-zero amount of money that someone has made a concentration camp management indie game, and I would bet it's kind of not bad to play. If not, I'm going to research this tonight. I'm going home. I'm going to ask Grok to vibe code me an Auschwitz management game.
It's so comforting knowing that there's a guy.
I have to hire more guards. Fuck. We need to increase funding. We're spending a lot on food.
What do you need? I do not have any more money for dogs.
All right, drop the medicine budget to 0. Some problems will probably take care of themselves.
The pianist just died of dysentery. It's got to be comforting out there knowing that a guy is blowing off steam by playing Holocaust City.
Yeah. We need stuff like that to exist for the guys who would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I think it might be the saving grace. Like, you know that JFK game I've talked about? Where you have to recreate the JFK assassination? Thank God that exists. Thank God. Even just the one giggle I got out of it, I think blew off enough steam that I could avoid some costly mistakes in my real life. So, and again, if it doesn't exist, I'm going to make it for you guys.
I was just going to ask you, would you ever consider making a Stephen Paddock game?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I pitched this. I did this as a bit exactly 2 times. First time killed, second time, a lot of weird looks, and I haven't done it since. I do want to make a Stephen Paddock game. Where, so much like, if you're not familiar with JFK Reloaded, it's a free game you can download. You play as Lee Harvey Oswald, and your task is to recreate the official story of the JFK assassination using just the rifle, not being able to move from your spot in the book. I always almost say suppository, the book repository.
Feels good to say that.
I almost say book suppository every time. And I want to do the same thing with Stephen Paddock. And the point of it is to kind of try to debunk the official narrative. So first things first, you got to get all the gear up to the room. Maybe we could do a time limit. Maybe we could do like checkpoints, like an old like arcade racing game. Maybe we could do power ups. Ooh, blue shell. If he was throwing blue shells down on everybody, that'd be anyway. We get the gear up to the room. We have to have everything on the timeline. So you have to bolt down the stairwell doors. You have to hear that one pussy guard outside pissing his pants the whole time.
Yeah,
and you have to hit like 500 people with bump stock shots with accurate physics from the room. Yeah. And you can't hit Jason Aldean. You can't hit the most prominent target in the entire thing. But you still have to hit something like 500 people. That would be a pretty fun game. And can I tell you, I tried 2 different ways to end the joke, and I was comparing it to the JFK Reloaded, but I was also, oh fuck, I forget how I ended it. Anyway, I was trying to like soften the blow and like set it up that you were, instead of it being like civilians and Jason Aldean, it's everybody's Hitler, including Jason Aldean. It's Hitler on stage playing Jason Aldean songs, so that you don't feel bad as the player. Pleasant. Yeah, but then the twist was like, since I'd already brought up the JFK thing, I was gonna say, we could have 500 JFKs, since that's already okay. I can't remember the fucking structure of the joke. Anyway, crushed in Portland, Maine.
Tim, can you
that's
tell
my
me,
game.
Can you tell me about the first time that you felt like a success?
Yeah. I'll let you know when it happens.
Oh, stop it.
No, okay. What do you, I mean...
Like something where it was like definitively like, damn, this is different now than it was a short time ago. For me, I'll give you an example. It's like, I've always said that like one of like the smaller stages of success for me was having enough money in my bank account as to where I could buy shoes on a whim instead of having to wait till payday.
Okay, so I'm still poor. And that's okay by me. the first time I ever felt successful, and I have these small moments all the time. I've been a father for 17 glorious years. I'm constantly stopped. I'm stopped in my tracks with a sensation of gratitude, and it's I feel like the luckiest guy in the entire world. But the first time I ever felt successful was I was dealing with a problem. I was commuting to work on a motorcycle, and they put up all these motorcycle parking areas in Philadelphia, and you go online, you get a digital parking permit, and it's tied to your license plate, and so you got like cheap, like you park all day for like a fucking $1 or something like that. It was the best, and I got ticketed one day, and the PPA was not, the Philadelphia Parking Authority was not super helpful, and so I just put up like a cunty tweet about it. And I tagged the Philadelphia Parking Authority, and the Twitter, like, how like when you complain about an airline, they say, we hate that you had this experience. Please DM us. I got a DM from the Philadelphia Parking Authority Twitter account saying, hey, man, saw you on Delco Proper. Big fan. I'm going to get this taken care of.
Oh, neat, man.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. I was still dealing with the effects of a personal bankruptcy. That was a big win. Avoiding a $45 motorcycle parking ticket was, unimaginable. I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I did it. Here I am, man. We made it.
Could you sense the emotion in his voice?
I collected unemployment twice since that happened.
Nice. Did you tell that your dad was like proud of you at that moment?
Yeah, and he fucking motherfucks the PPA, so it was like, we got one, Dad.
Yeah, they truly are the worst, man.
Yeah. I know family-wise, we're probably like $6,000 in the hole with the PPA, but Dad, I got one back today.
Tim, I have some sponsored questions now. People love you so much that they want to know specific things about you. And this first sponsored question comes from grindgoods.com. They want to know, what is the most unique or interesting aspect of your daily grind?
That's a good question. My daily grind. I don't know if I have anything super unique, but I do have kind of a fun approach to what I'm doing.
Okay.
I don't believe in almost any mental illnesses, especially like behavioral things like ADD, ADHD, even a lot of autism. I'm thinking not real. Being gay, it's all like, environmental stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And, so I'm not medicated for anything. And I have almost no control over my intellect and impulses, which is pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
And so my day to day, looks like I don't make a list of the things I need to do, and I don't really do a great job of keeping track of them. But what I do excel at is I have 15 minutes of the most laser sharp focus you will ever see on a person inside of me. Exactly 15 minutes for anything that I'm doing. I can make more progress that you put me up against anybody in the world. But when that 15 minutes is up, it's time to move on to something else, or the next 45 is bad. And so what I've developed a kind of a system where I can pour 15 minutes into anything at a time, as long as I have something to jump to next, and then that gets 15 good minutes.
Okay.
And I can string together an entire day where nothing actually gets done, but everything's got like one really solid thing checked off.
Will you revisit those same tasks the following day, or is it just...
Yeah, and then it's on a daily loop, and I'll get back, and then eventually everything gets done, but nothing is done for a very long time, and then everything's done at once. Usually 3 or 4 of them are almost too late to even be useful, but they all get done, and they all end up being pretty special.
Nice, dude. That's an incredible answer, man.
Thank you.
Ryan McCartney would like to know, what is your all-time favorite FromSoft game and why?
Oh, my God. The best video game ever made is called Bloodborne.
Okay.
And... FromSoft makes the Dark Souls games. They made Elden Ring. They made some other cool stuff. They made a game called The Adventures of Cookie and Cream. So they have all these like dark fantasy games where you're essentially fighting eldritch horrors the entire time. At one point, like you're fighting like the manifestation of the moon, which like corrupts an elder guy into like a demon butterfly, right? But they also made a PlayStation 2 game called The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, where you race 2 little bunny rabbits through an obstacle course, and you control each rabbit with a different thumbstick, and that might be the best. That's the most fun game that they've ever made. I love the cute little bunny rabbits game. Bloodborne, though, is the best game ever made.
Oh, man. I didn't know that they made Dark Souls, because I know what a fan you are just from your idea for Fat Bitch Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's I mean, the path led me to FromSoft, and there's definitely FromSoft guys, and I have friends who are FromSoft guys, and it's like a very particular cool. Well, it used to be cool. Now it's like super mainstream because of Elden Ring. But answer is Bloodborne. It's the best.
Matt Grosso from Lil Matt Tattoos would like to know.
Oh, big fan, by the way.
Likewise, man. If my next tattoo, I would love to get from Matt. I see his shit all the time online, and everything fucking blows me away.
It all pops.
Yeah. What is your favorite tattoo, and what others would you like to get?
Oh man, I have a million. I just want to get like really like corny video game tattoos. That's all I really want to do. I still have to get my wedding ring tattooed on because I lost so much weight that my wedding ring doesn't fit, and I'm not gonna buy jewelry. Shit, I don't know. I don't know what I would prioritize as the next tattoo. Fuck. I also don't like the idea of talking about them before you get them. You know what I mean? I have a tattoo idea, guys. Don't you?
I've done it a lot when I was younger.
I know. I
haven't done it in a while, but like
we've all done it.
I don't know. I got the bug again, man. So like, I might start talking about what tattoos I'm getting sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I put out of my brain when I started having kids, and I think I'm not going to get back to until I'm like financially stable enough. That's why I never understood like all my friends in like the service industry, like people that like were struggling to get by living in squalor, slowly getting covered in tattoos when I was a kid. I was just like, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me. What are you doing? Everyone's bitching about being so poor, and they're just like covering themselves. And then I just realized that I'm built different. I'm not like that, dude. I almost said financially responsible. Not true. That is all to say. I don't know, man. I need a video game idea for a tattoo. Oh, here it is. I got it. This is the one that kicks around in the back of my brain. Do you know, have I ever told you about the game Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey?
I don't think so.
Little alien guy. If you remember it from the Sony PlayStation, it was a little alien guy running back and forth rescuing all of his boys. And they're all just these like weird alien guys in like loincloths with their mouths sewn shut. And they had these 3-finger hands. And the way that you rescue your boys is that you sneak through this factory where they're being like turned into food and shit like that, and they're scrubbing floors, and you say, "Hey, follow me," and then they follow you, and you solve all these puzzles. You eventually find a portal, which is a circle of birds flying around, and you pray. So or chant. You chant. You don't pray. And he goes, and the circle of birds turns into a portal, and all of your buddies escape the factory.
Nice.
So I want to get Abe praying hands with the prayer effect, the chant effect going around.
You're gonna get all your buddies going through.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's gonna be it, dude. You can also fart on command in the game.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, that's my cool idea. Oh, Grosso would be a fucking sick dude to do that one too.
Matt, there you have it, brother.
Bro.
Dude, check out. Dude, I have to look up Matt's like specific Instagram because his shit is just fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, that dude rocks.
I have to give this out, even though I'm.
Wait, where is he? Is he in Virginia?
I think Ohio. I might have that wrong.
Something like that. Some other state.
All right, it's LIL_Matt MATT_tattoos. TATTOOS. All of his shit is just fucking incredible, man. And I'll put a graphic up on the screen too.
Yeah, if you see this, dude, let's do the Abe praying hands. I'll come to you. I'll find a reason to be there.
Incredible, man. Tim, what is the best and worst financial advice you've ever received?
Whoa. I don't know if I've ever received good. Oh, well, I've received a bunch of. Okay, all the good financial advice I've ever received is impossible. Like, putting away 10% of the money that you make. I can do that now, but dude, people tell me like, make sure you max out your 401k. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not putting any money into a 401k. I'm struggling to get by on what I do have. And they're just like, dude, trust me, you're going to want to max that out by the end of the year. I'm just like, and then what? Oh, take money and never spend it? That's fucking crazy. Not even spend. Like, it's all allocated. It's all spent before I even fucking get it. But that's on me for starting a family. That's not on anybody else. That's my own personal responsibility.
Oh, you like the bust, man.
But it's, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know me, man.
In your defense.
Yeah. That's the price you pay for being a fucking cream pie enthusiast.
What's the worst financial advice?
The worst financial advice.
Just maybe a straight up retard on the schoolyard was just like, yo, you need to put all your money in Sonic Coin.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, plenty of bad, speculative investment. And again, it's just like I don't have the money to even lose on that. So I don't even absorb it. When I was probably 12 or 13, we were breaking into abandoned warehouses and factories in the neighborhood. And me and this bad kid that I didn't even like, and I think he's dead now. Me and John Mercaki, we were exploring an abandoned warehouse. And again, didn't even like each other. Not even friends, but it was just like we were both just like checking out an abandoned warehouse. We found a bunch of ratchet straps like you would see on the back of like a flatbed truck holding things down. And he was like, dude, my uncle's a trucker. We could probably get $80 a piece for these. I was just like, and dude, there were stacks of them in the warehouse. So I went home and I started to figure out how we could get all of these out of there and then who we could sell them to. And I was like, dude, I'll put them on eBay. Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to get your uncle involved. No middleman. And then I found out that these were worthless. And my dad was just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? My poor dad probably had the most confusing time raising me. Nothing I ever did made any sense.
I don't know, but I think he could probably sense that your intentions were good in all that you did. So that had at least been pleasing to him.
You got an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes, you do.
As long as you max out your 401k, you'll be fine, man.
It's all made up. Like, all of that shit is just...
Oh, for sure.
Dude, there was a time where, like, I was especially hurting for money at the last full-time job I had. And a coworker told me, it's like, you could just, like, make a withdrawal from your pension. They hit you pretty hard, but, like, you can make a withdrawal. I was like, oh, cool. And the guy's like, do you happen to know how much money you have in your pension? I was like, I have no idea. He's like, because if it's under 10,000, you can take as much as you want. If it's over 10,000, you can't take out any. And I was just like, who's making up these fucking rules, man? Like, how do I just get $1,000 until fucking summertime?
And he was like, loan sharks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God I found
go
one.
for a swim.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Do you ever miss being fat?
I just posted a picture of me fat on Twitter today.
Saw it.
And I did feel pretty sturdy. There was and like I was never cold. Shorts in the winter. I loved shorts in the winter. Now I'm a fucking dainty. I'm a delicate flower now. I get so frosty.
Do you need a shawl?
Dude, I'm wrapped in blankets around my house all the time, and I'm just I could definitely stand to gain it back for sure.
Do you ever do that thing where you tuck your arms inside of your long sleeve T-shirt and just have the sleeves hanging down?
Oh yeah, like this.
Yeah.
You mean of course. I put my knees in. It's just I can't stomach the idea of my wife looking up at my tits swinging back and forth in her face. You know what I mean? I could never put her through that again, especially since she's not fat anymore either.
Oh god,
oh my
I just had a man in the
dude.
mirror moment, dude. Oh my god,
dude. I mean,
I
you
change my
can
ways.
feel your tits flopping, and then that becomes the sensation that you're actually experiencing more than the penis sliding in and out of the vagina. All you're feeling is your titty ripples, and you're just like, dude, she's probably making eye contact with them. I don't even want to look down at her because I know she's looking
being
directly into my
hypnotized.
fucking areolas.
oh dude. Tim, what is a career other than the one that you're in right now that you would have excelled in?
Definitely welder, underwater welder.
Oh, that sounds like a fun job, man. I knew a guy who went and did that, and it seemed like the coolest shit ever.
Dangerous too, man. They lose people sometimes.
Yeah.
What else? I would say maybe getaway driver for sure. That's it.
Okay.
Excel at? No. Yeah, something cool. I bet I would have been a phenomenal professional skydiver.
I still think you'll end up doing this at some point just because I think somebody's going to offer you just $1 billion to do it. But I think you would be a great company event MC.
Thank you. All right. Staples Corporate.
No, but what if it's something cool?
Who's ready to party?
What if the good people at Sibian come to you and be like, Tim, we're unveiling the Tandem Sibian. And we're going to gift one to a couple that's down on their luck, and you're going to be the one that brings them up here.
But you have to try it. You have to let us all watch you try it right now.
Dude, yeah, that's how you leave. That's how you go down the aisle. You got like fucking cans trailing it. It says "Just Married" on the back.
Just squirted.
Throw rice at you. Trying to soak up the
empty
squirt.
lube bottles dragging behind it. Yeah, that would be for me.
What's the meanest thing anybody has ever said to you?
Whoa, that's a long list. Joe DeRosa always pretends to not know who I am.
Okay.
Or no, doesn't pretend to not know who I am. He always gets so fucked up that he introduces himself to me every time I see him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like every time I just go, whatever, dude. But then I'm like, bro, we've spoken for hours at a time before. And I just ran into him in Austin the last time I was there. And I was a guest at the mother. I'm not like, I can't even get into the mothership. I'm holding a pocket to get in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm going into the bar as the door opens and he's coming out. And I go, oh, hey, Joe, what's up? And I shake his hand. He goes, hey, my friend Jesse or whatever is coming. Could you keep an eye out for her? And I was like, what? And he went, and I went, oh
no.
you thought I was a door guy. Okay. And I just went went into the bar. Yeah.
You might have to like hit him or something. Make him remember you.
I was just like, dude, I think I'm a pretty distinct personality. So that's what I take personally.
Give him a kiss next time.
I'm gonna fucking pull his pants down. I'm gonna pull his dick out. I'm gonna get like there's no hips on the guy whatsoever. His pants are being held up by a prayer. I'm pulling his dick and balls out the next time I see him before he even has a chance to say hello. I'm gonna flick his penis as hard as I can. Butterly.
Yeah.
Team Butterly. Remember the name, kid.
Yeah, and if you're watching this or listening, don't tell anybody about this. Let's wait for it to happen and all enjoy it.
We're gonna
together.
do it on stage at Skankfest.
Tim, what qualities do you admire most in your siblings?
Whoa. Okay. Do you want me to do each one or like them as a group?
Each one.
Okay, each one.
And include your Wigger brothers too.
I know I'm struggling with them. Maybe I should do. I'll do the other ones first. My sister is probably the most like strong-willed and direct person I've ever met, and like wildly independent. My brother Paul is like one of the coolest musicians I've ever heard. And then my Wigger brothers, I wish I had like maybe an eyedropper full of how much they don't give a fuck about anything, dude. Like catastrophic not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like people send me pictures of one of my brothers like shirtless walking down Kensington Avenue. I'm just like, it's fucking 5 o'clock somewhere, man. He's got a Superman tattoo and he's 50 years old walking around shirtless in Kensington. It's like, you tell him, okay?
The first thing I thought of, and we could edit this out if you want to, but you told me that one of them knocked out his wife at an ironworkers benefit.
I forgot about that.
It's like an ironworkers Christmas
Yeah,
party.
man, they don't give a fuck. Give me seriously. I'm talking about like a picogram of that not giving a fuck, and I can probably get some shit done.
Oh man, yeah, that's you know, I'm your biggest fan, but like I want you to achieve a level of success where it's like you're just like, man, I could get stem cells, but I could also get Wigger picograms.
I could also get a Scarface tattoo and fucking live in a car. I could also have a warrant out for my arrest for robbing an ATV dealership. So it's like, I'm pretty close to health insurance, but I can also really let it rip.
All right, final question before we move over to Patreon. What is something that you're grateful for right now?
Wow. It's hard to pick. It's hard to not. Do people usually just like answer these straight and sound gay?
Occasionally.
Or are you setting me up?
No. There's no setup.
Something I'm grateful for right now. I would say in the next 2 weeks, I think they're putting out a brand new Doom game, and this time it's medieval.
Okay, man. Yeah. I'm with you,
It's
dude.
everything I've ever wanted. Doom, what's it called? The Dark Ages or something like that? Dark something? Brother, medieval themed Doom on Mars is like, it's all I've ever wanted from life. It's everything I need in one place, and there's a good chance my 8-year-old will be sitting next to me for the entire game. That's what I'm thankful for.
Now, do you? Is there any part of you that wants to wait until you're moved and settled into the new place to really dig into this game, or do you think as soon as it comes out, you're just going to rip it?
Now that's a really good question, because it's like I got a lot of games on my docket right now, and I got a lot of save files going all over the place. I mean, we're talking probably games on a dozen different systems that I have active save files in right now. And not only do am I so backed up with getting ready to move, I just barely have enough time in the day to play them anyway. So I'm hoping I can move to Texas. I won't have to homeschool my children anymore. And maybe sometime in the next 8 months, I'll be able to just play video games every once in a while during the day with no concern for anything around me. That's something to look forward to.
Oh, brother. You deserve it, and I can't wait for that to happen for you.
It's coming, I believe.
I believe it too. Brother, what do you want to promote before we go to Patreon?
Oh, geez. Check out my YouTube channel where I do Tim Butterly's show and Metal Girl Solid and Field Trippin'. I mean, I really do put a lot of time into this stuff, so I hope anybody at least gives it a chance, and even better if they enjoyed it. Wow, that would be the best ever.
And I cannot wait for people to see the latest iteration of Field Trippin'. They have no idea what they're in for.
Oh, yeah, your people all know Cooper.
Yep.
I finally got a chance to work with the great Cooper O'Hearn, and the guy's a fucking visionary, and I think he's going to make me look really cool and funny.
It's not hard to do, man.
I mean, he does seem to be a bit of a miracle worker.
Mm-hmm. Buddy, you're the fucking best, man.
Thanks, dog.
I'm excited for you for what's coming down the pike for you, and I could fucking talk to you all day. I talk to you every fucking week, and I can still do this forever, man.
It does seem to be pretty easy to just keep doing this, and I'm very, very, very thankful for that. That's the thing I'm most grateful for.
Oh.
This is very easy.
This is the best, man. But we're about to head over to Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/gettingsomehead for part 2 of my interview with Tim Butterly, and we're going to follow that up with a little nasty talk on Tim Butterly After Dark.
You know, I try to withhold details about nasty talk sometimes. Are you going to try to crack my shell open?
Yeah, man. I'm surprised this sheet isn't shriveling up under here with how dirty it is, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So get ready. You might want to take your pants off for this one. But we got a whole another hour coming up. But
guys, pour yourselves a wild cherry Pepsi and settle in with us.
Indulge,
We're just
man.
getting started.
We'll give you some pizza, too. We got a few slices left over. But head on over to patreon.com/gettingsomehead for more Tim Butterly. We'll see you over there.